We are going to talk about Picasso Library, and we will see how to use Picasso Library into our Android Studio project. And we will see different methods of the Picasso Library, like using the callback function and loading the image from URL, loading the image from drawables. So let's start. First we have to do is we have to add a dependency into our already created project known as Picasso demo. So we will take that dependency and add it into the Gradle file, and we are going to sync the project, and let's go to layout file, and let's create some basic UI to show an image as well as buttons. So first we are going to add a basic image view at the top of the screen to show the images, and we will be having 4 different buttons. Each one for a different use. We will connect these buttons to the image view, and every button will be for a different use. I'll just explain in some times what is the use of these buttons. Let's add 4 buttons first. Okay, so we have added one image and 4 different buttons, and let's go to the code of the XML file where we will give the IDs to each button. First one will be BTN drawable, because we are going to load the image from drawable from this button. The second button will be BTN URL. We are going to load an image from the URL, and the third one will be BTN Resize. We will show how to resize an image using Picasso, and the fourth one will be BTN Callback. This button will be having a callback. On this click of this button, we will be having a callback after loading the image. Like whenever we try to load the image, we will see if the image loads properly or not. The callback will be called every time. Okay, this is a callback. So we need to change the IDs so that the constraints work properly. So why it is showing the red line? Button. Okay, let's go to the design and let's see if it's okay. So it is not constrained properly. So let's constrain this button. Give a constraint to this button. Okay, let's go to the XML code. See if this, red line is gone. Basically the error mark is gone, and now we need to have 2-3 dummy images into our drawable. So we will be having first, I think I have placeholder and test image. Okay, let's add these test image and placeholder images into our drawable folder. Okay, as you can see, we have both of them. Let's bind these components to the Java. Okay, so we are done with the binding part, and let's implement the listener, implement methods, which is okay, on click view. So we have the buttons. We need to set listener on all the buttons. So let's copy paste all this to save some time. Okay, we have registered the listener, and we need to have a switch case here to identify the clicks. We will get the IDs, and first case will be dot id dot btn callback. We are just creating the structure here for the switch case. Okay. Okay. Now the btn URL, btn resize, and btn callback. Sorry, btn callback, and here we will have btn drawable. Well, it doesn't matter where it is, the click event will call accordingly. Okay, so we have registered the listener. Now we have to implement the Picasso functions. So what we have to do is we have to add all the functions of the Picasso library for every button. So we're going to call Picasso.get. In the newer version, we have to call get and .load. First is drawable, so we are going to load drawable from our drawable folder, which is r.drawable dot test image. So first demonstration will be like this. Dot into the image we are going to show in. So let's copy paste all these functions to this to save some time. So the second one is URL. So we need to have a URL here instead of it here. Okay, it's a very big URL. It's just for showing purpose. So the second one is for URL, and the third one is the resize. So what is resize? So basically, resize is will be used for resizing the image. Like suppose the image is 500 by 500, which is 500 width and 500 height. So we will going to use a resize function into Picasso. Like suppose we want to load an image and we have to give 100 width and 100 height, so we can do it here. So just as you can see, target width, target height into an image view. And the last one is the callback. So what is callback? Let's add a callback here. Okay, so what is the meaning of callback? So this is basically a function that will be called when we try to load the image. If it is successful, it will come to success on success, and if it is not successful, it will come to exception. So we will going to show a toast message here if it is successful or not. And one toast will be here for exception part. So this will be error and e.get message. The message will be displayed into the toast message. So as you can see, the coding part is completed, and we have a new URL into the load function to load the image from a URL. We will going to run the project in Pixel 2 API 29, as you can see, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the application has been installed successfully and the activity is launched. So let's click on Drawable and see what happens. So as you can see, the drawable image has been loaded. Let's click on URL. The URL image also has been loaded. So let's click on Resize. This is also working properly, and let's click on Callback. As coded, we need to get a toast message, either success or failure. So the success toast message has been displayed. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to Code Android and support. Thanks.